the girl who couldn't speak but inspired the world. Once upon a time, in a small village by the sea, there lived a little girl named Mia. Mia was different from the other children in her village. While they laughed and played, Mia stayed quiet. She was born with a condition that made it impossible for her to speak. Doctors said
she might never speak a word in her life.
Mia's parents were heartbroken, but they loved her deeply. They did everything they could to help her, taking her to doctors, speech therapists, and even trying different methods of communication. Mia learned sign language, but even that was difficult for her. She had trouble expressing herself, and as time passed, it seemed like she was slipping further away from the world. But Mia had a gift that no one saw at first, her ability to listen. While the other children were busy talking, Mia would sit quietly and observe. She listened to the birds singing in the trees, the sound of the waves crashing against the shore, the rustling of the leaves in the wind. Mia found beauty in everything around her. One day, while Mia was walking along the beach, she saw a group of children playing soccer. They were arguing, shouting at each other over a missed goal. Mia stood silently watching them, her eyes full of sadness. She wanted to join them, but she couldn't speak, so she stayed at the edge, not knowing how to be part of their world. Suddenly, one of the children kicked the ball too hard, and it rolled into the water. The children laughed and joked, saying the ball was lost forever. But Mia didn't laugh. She ran to the water's edge, and without a word, she took off her shoes and waded into the cold sea. The children watched her in surprise. Not sure what she was doing, Mia slowly walked through the waves, feeling the water rise higher with every step. The ball floated just out of reach, but Mia didn't give up. She kept going, determined to get it. Finally, after a few minutes of struggle, Mia reached the ball. She held it up triumphantly, her face glowing with pride. The other children were stunned. They had been arguing, each trying to be heard, but Mia had shown them something that words couldn't express: determination, patience, and quiet strength. The children gathered around her, clapping and cheering, and for the first time, they didn't care that she couldn't speak. Mia's actions spoke louder than any words ever could. She taught them a valuable lesson that day. Sometimes, silence can say more than 1,000 words. In a world full of noise, Mia had shown them the power of listening, of being patient, and of never giving up. The story of Mia spread quickly throughout the village and beyond. People came from far and wide to meet the quiet girl who had inspired so many. Mia's story became known around the world, not just for her bravery, but for the way she had changed the way people thought about communication. Over time, Mia became a symbol of resilience. She never spoke a word, but her actions spoke volumes. She inspired everyone she met, reminding them that it's not always the loudest voices that make the biggest difference. Sometimes, the quietest ones have the most to teach. Mia went on to become a writer. She used pictures and symbols to tell her stories, showing the world that even without speaking, she could inspire people to dream, to work hard, and to believe in themselves. Her books were filled with beautiful illustrations and messages that touched the hearts of millions. Mia's story was a reminder that each person has their own unique way of making a difference. No matter how we communicate, whether through words, actions, or silence, we all have something valuable to contribute. And so, Mia's legacy lived on long after she was gone. A reminder that even when we feel limited or different, we have the power to inspire the world. In this story, Mia shows that words aren't the only way to make an impact. Her silence, determination, and creativity become her tools for change. It's a reminder that we all have unique qualities that can inspire and make a difference, no matter how small or quiet we may seem. This story encourages listeners to embrace their individuality and find their own path to success.